Hi everybody, it's Russell Markham here from VectorVest, and it's great to have you along today. Thanks for your patience. We had a small technical issue, but we're in business. My name is Russell Markham. I'm the Director of Education for VectorVest Australia, and it's my privilege to present to you today the best performing ETFs currently in Australia. Got some great content to cover here for you today. So with that said, let's get into it. Before I get going today, please note our financial services license there. If you want to find out anything more about us, please check us out per our webpage there. In addition, please note today, it's only general advice given. All right, so if you want any personal advice, please do speak to your financial advisor. Please speak to your financial advisor for any personal advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Forecasts and back tests used today in this discussion are for a guide only, right? Intended as guide only. Actual results may be affected by known or unknown risks and uncertainties, and therefore may differ materially from the results ultimately achieved. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into the slide sets and get going. I just want to make sure, of course, that everybody is able to see me and that everything is working. All right, beautiful. Here we go. So we're not showing the right screens here, are we? I'm moving around a bit over here and I seem to be showing the wrong screen. All right, so there we go. I was trying to desperately make sure I was showing you the correct screens here. So let's cut across to the screen here. Okay, so what we're going to concentrate on here today is we're going to look at the best performing ETFs there in Australia. And in the VectorVest system, we have what is called the ETF viewer. Okay, so the ETF viewer will rank and sort our ETFs, the best performing ETFs every day via their fundamentals and technicals at the top of the list. All right, so you can see each and every day we get the best performing ETFs there at the top of the list. So how do we go and find those best performing ETFs? We use this all powerful indicator called relative timing. So relative timing, it's an indicator of short-term price trend, all right? It's looking at the direction, magnitude, and dynamics, all right? Direction, magnitude, and dynamics of price history that are used to determine relative timing, all right? So if we go and sort all of our ETFs by relative timing, we're going to pick up the best short-term price momentum. So if you come back over here, direction, magnitude, dynamics of price history determined for relative timing short-term. All right, so it's picking up the short-term movements. We sort it here by relative timing. It's on a scale of 0 to 2. All right, it's on a scale of 0 to 2. So the higher above 1, the better the momentum is currently in the market there. All right, so if I go and sort it in VectorVest, here all those top relative timing ETFs. And if I go and graph them here, this is really powerful when we put relative timing on here, because here we can start to see the upward momentum as it takes place. So short-term price momentum, you can see here, it just breaks above 1 and then it starts to move up. Look at that. So the price there, as it moved up there, 473 and exploded all the way up to 583 for 20-odd% returns. All right, so this all encompassing this all powerful short-term price momentum indicator here. Here's another one. All right, so relative timing breaks above 1 here, breaks to the upside. Look at that, up 20-odd% again. It goes from 1027 all the way up to 1253. All right, let's do it again. Next one here, up 28%. So the powerful relative timing short-term price momentum indicator. It breaks above 1 here on the 16th of August, 2022, and the price there was 1084, and it's run all the way just shy of $14 for over 25% returns. All right, doing it yet again. Breaks above the 1 here, holds above 1, came down, it just sort of touched on 1, didn't break below 1, so it kept going, and look at that momentum, away it goes. So 270 all the way up to 325, another stellar 20% returns there. ETPMPT, physical platinum ETF over here, and you can see the technicals broke above 1 here on the 6th of September, breaks up, holds above 1, up it goes, a stellar 14%. All right, so the power of short-term price momentum. Well, short-term price momentum is incredibly powerful in its own right, but what if we were to combine it with another indicator in VectorVest? This one here is called the comfort index. All right, the comfort index here, it's an indicator of price persistence. Right, and it reflects the stock's ability to resist severe and or lengthy declines in price. CI is based solely upon the stock's long-term price history. Right, the comfort index. It's on a scale of 0 to 99. So if you've got a CI score that's nice and strong, high CI score, right, of a, let's say 50, 60, 70 or higher, it's telling you that the trend is nice and smooth. So let's go and have a look at this, and then we're going to put the two together. All right, so again, coming back to VectorVest, we've got our all-powerful ETF viewer, 228 found as of the 11th of October. And what we're saying here is, VectorVest, go and find us now all of the ETFs where the CI, the comfort index, is as strong as possible. So again, moving through the examples here, look at this. Here's fuel. Look at this here. The CI breaks above 1 here. So on a scale of 0 to 2, sorry, I meant to say that the CI is on a scale of 0 to 2. Here it breaks above 1, just like relative timing. All right, breaks above 1, and the CI runs nice and strong. Look at that, very, very strong indeed. Okay, over here, so and that there did 40 odd %. So you can see the price got in there at $4.21 all the way up to $6.05. Here we go again, CI breaking above 1 on a scale of 0 to 2, nice and strong again. But here it sort of fizzled out a bit. And this is just to show you that it's not always going to work out perfectly. There are going to be one or two where it sort of just sort of fizzles out a bit. But here it went up nicely and it's come off a bit. We're back at break even. All right, we don't let that get us down. We continue to follow the technique. Here we go, CI breaking above 1. All right, the price there, 13.54. Look at that, rockets all the way to 15.38 for a stellar 13%. It's another great one, 31%. Look at this, 9th of September, just the other day. Breaks above 1, SNAS. So a converse or an inverse ETF, we'll cover that shortly. And the CI score continues to power up. What I like to see is I like to see a CI score where it continues to power up. Here it powered up very nicely and then it came off, took a bit of a breather, but look at that, as it starts to power back up again, it starts to drive that price, or at least reflects it. Here, this is very strong. It continues to move higher and higher, and look at those returns. All right, this one here, the momentum, it looks like it's just starting to fade a bit as the CI comes off, hence the 7%, but nobody's going to complain with 7%. Nice entry point there, breaks above 1. At 12.37 and it's at 13.26. Here I just want to be a little bit careful as I'm starting to see it sort of, rolling over somewhat. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the two together. So we looked at both RT and we looked at CI, RT being short-term price momentum, CI being the comfort index. So what if we were to go now and put the two together? All right. So we'll put the two together. And we get VectorVest to do it. We say VectorVest do RT times CI. So VectorVest then gives us the best ranking of RT and CI in our ETF viewer in the VectorVest system. Here we are, RT times CI, and away we go again. So here we're going to look, and we're going to make sure both are stacking up above 1. SNAS, look at this. RT breaks above 1 here at 1.29. It sort of really surged up, in combination with CI just breaking above 1 as well. So here they both hold above 1, which is good. That's what I want to see, showing me the momentum's holding up. And look at the share price. The share price there goes from 473 all the way up to 583. Very nice for 20-odd% returns. All right. Look at this one here. Just recently, the 7th of October, just the other day. All right, up 5% just in a few days there. RT, it had been going above 1 for quite some time, but the CI was now just starting to break above 1. Here it broke above 1. This was in combination with the RT that's been holding above 1 for quite some time, and up goes that ETF. Look at that, 5% in just 2 or 3 working days there. Here we go. USD ETF ticker code here. CI breaks above 1. RT's been holding above 1 for quite some time. Now we get the combination of these two holding up. We get in there at, where was it, 13.54. It's now 15.38. All right, so you might have been tempted to sell out here. You start to see it sort of pulling back a bit. But look, CI was holding steady above 1. RT was above 1. So as long as these two here are both above 1, that gives you confidence, right? It gets pretty close to breaking below 1. It just touches on 1, but RT's holding well above 1. Upward trends again, RT holding up. All right, so there, based on this technique, you kept your nerve to return 13-odd%. Here we go. Now this one here, up 36%, but look here. So it just depends on how you want to play this out. And I put this in as an example. If your CI is holding above 1, this is one of the techniques that we showed you. So you might just say, well, look, I'm going to follow where CI holds above 1, and therefore I'll hold in and get that 30-odd% returns. But what you would do if you're using the two techniques combined, here the RT breaks below 1 there, so you jump out. All right, RT breaks above 1, starts rising nicely, so there you can ride it for a bit, and you make a good couple of percent returns. This sort of just touched on 1, so you keep going, and here you'll be out. All right, at that point there, and then you can look to jump back in again for a bit of an upsurge there. You can jump out, and as RT and CI go above 1 again, you can look to jump back in. So it's up to you. You've got the power of these two techniques. I like putting the two together, but just depending on how you wish to use it, you can certainly choose between the two. All right. So I'll just go back before we jump into the contra. So it just depends on how you want to use it. Some of our subscribers here will use CI. When CI starts to break below 1, that's when they take caution. Our subscribers also look at relative timing. If relative timing breaks below 1, that's a definite signal that you want to consider getting out, or you may wish to put the two together. All right, so incredibly powerful, these two indicators. They are purely technical indicators. With the recent markets falling in price, right? So we've seen the markets falling in price, the indexes, the ASX 200, the 100, the 300, etc., all the odds. You'll notice that a lot of stocks in the recent market downturn have fallen away. But luckily, we have a great option here in the Australian market called contra ETFs, or inverse ETFs. They are designed to go up when the market goes down. So contra ETFs are designed to go up when the underlying index, commodity, or sector falls, and that's often dictated, of course, by the market. So if the market's falling, then you'll see most underlying indexes, commodities, and sectors will be falling, not all, so you need to be careful, of course, but certainly it bodes well for most things falling. All right, so we've got 4 contra ETFs in Australia: BBOZ, BBUS, BEAR, and SNAS. So these 4 contra ETFs are designed to go up when the market goes down. And what I've done in VectorVest is I've used a performance graph, and I've benchmarked the performance of these 4 contra ETFs against the ASX 200, the AXJO, which represents the ASX 200. So you can see the ASX 200 over the last 6 months has had a tough time. It's lost ground, all right, it's fallen. But look at the contras, where they've ended up. All right, so you can see here all the different ones. Here it looks like SNAS is the leader of the pack. It's about 55%, close to 60%. You've got BBUS just shy of 40% returns, BBOZ at about 15%, and BEAR at about about 8 to 10%. So these have all way outperformed the AXJO, the ASX 200. So just to show you, you might be saying, well, how do I use this in the VectorVest market? How do I use this? Well, at VectorVest every day, we track the market for you. All right, so we show you when the underlying trend of the market is up. We show you when the underlying trend of the market is down. And over here, for example, I can see that the underlying trend of the market fell away in September. All right, so you can see there on 1 September, the underlying trend of the market was down, as represented there. 1 September 2022, you can see the market there was down per our confirmed signal. So we've got this wonderful tool in VectorVest called market timing. It's found in our graphs under market timing, and we put the confirmed signals on. So you've got a confirmed up or confirmed down. There you had a confirmed up followed by a long lengthy decline in the market. Here, confirmed up or short-lived, the market was not done falling yet. Right, well, let's go and have a look at our contra ETFs as of 1 September 2022. So here they are. So if I run this test in VectorVest, I can say, well, VectorVest, what did these contra ETFs do from 1 September through until close of business yesterday on the 11th of October? And you can see that the returns here have been 13% on average compared to, this is the VectorVest composite, or the stocks that we track there in VectorVest. If I show you the VectorVest system here, if I just load this up just to show you the VectorVest system here, you can see how many stocks that we currently track in the VectorVest system. We currently track 2,089 stocks. There they are, the 2,089 stocks that we track every day. So the average across the 2,089 stocks was down 3%, all right, since 1 September. Yet the contra ETFs are up 13.6%. Now you might be wondering, when I ran this, I looked at this and I thought, wow, the big pullback in the market here, how have the contra ETFs performed in this time period here? Well, the good news here is for you that I've run this for you as well. Now, here's the thing. Would you hold on to your contra ETFs all the way through, even when you start to see the market starting to turn around? So here's one thing that I've picked up with VectorVest over the 12 years of teaching VectorVest, and that is that as the market starts to fall away and then starts to find a bottom and starts coming up off a bottom, you don't want to hold onto those contra ETFs coming off a market bottom. Why? Because they're going to do the inverse of the market. So as the market starts to turn, here's the pivot point. As it starts to turn, why are you still holding onto the contras? Now, at that point there, you'll see the confirmed signals are a bit conservative. All right, they're conservative. We've got more aggressive signals that come in a bit earlier. So at this point here, this is where you're probably looking to take your profits off the table. So what I did here is I ran the test. I said, well, let's go from the 14th of January. All right, so there we are, 14th of January. That's when we got a confirmed down. And let's run it until 1 July. The reason why I say 1 July is because you can see here's July. Definitely at that point here, we're starting to see that pivot point taking place. All right, so there's that pivot point starting to take place. So if I zoom it to the next slide here, you can see as of 14 January to 1 July, you can see the returns there. Look at that, 30.53 when the market had fallen 15.57. All right, so 30.53 versus 15.57, incredibly powerful. All right, so if you want to know more, here we are. Here's a link, www.vectorvest.com.au/trial. Just before I let you go, let's just jump into the VectorVest system, see how we are live in the system now. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on viewers, and if you click on ETF viewer, here you can see all those ETFs every day. All right, here you can see I've sorted by RT times CI. Here I've sorted it by relative timing, and here I've sorted it. I can sort it by CI. So I haven't sorted by RT until I click on it. Here we go. They're the top RTs. If I click on CI, here are the top comfort index. If I click on RT times CI, here it is combined. So depending on which technique you want to apply, so if I pick on the first one here, all right, RT times CI, I can come in and have a look. And I can say, okay, well, at the moment, yes, CI, it's just broken above 1. Where was it? There. Let's see if I zoom it in just a tad. Where did it break above 1? I'll just keep my eye. There we are, 1.02. Go back. Oh, looks like there. Bang on there. 1.02. There we are. So it breaks above 1 there as of the 9th of September. It's a bit difficult to see because I've made this line a lot bigger. It's easier to see. If I change the style, what I can do here is just zoom it in a tad. You can see there, if I zoom it in, you can see just broken above 1 there. All right. I'm making the style easier to see, just easy on the eyes. Here we go. Okay, so it just breaks above 1 there. If I pull that back a bit, all right. So it breaks above 1 there, but your RT is below 1. So you wait, you wait, you wait. Now the RT breaks above 1. Look at that. It goes from 0.78, and literally overnight it just rockets out. Big up signal there telling us that things are breaking out because it's really surged. It went from 0.78, right, and it rocketed all the way up to 1.29. All right, CI is holding nicely above 1 now at 1.05, and there's your entry point. All right, you can see the price there at $4.73, and it goes all the way up to $5.83. So right now, if I'm looking at it, would I be in this one right now using the technique? Well, yes, these two here are stacking up currently for me. All right, so just purely looking at momentum, ignoring, say, VectorVest market timing. Ideally, what I want to be doing is I want to be doing these techniques in a rising market. But having said that, SNAS, remember this is our contra ETF. So I will be doing this in this current market now because we're in a down market. Remember, this is a contra ETF. So this is a great technique when the market's down. You can use this technique because it's a contra ETF. So CI above 1 and relative timing holding above 1. Now, of course, if you wish, you can just simply do CI on its own if you prefer. Right, so the entry point would have been 442 all the way up to 583. Or you could do RT on its own. Here, relative timing breaks above 1 at 1.29, and it hasn't fallen below 1 yet. So the entry point there would have been 4.73. Or if you want to put the two together, then here we go at, well, it looks like it pretty much coincides exactly at that point as well. So 4.73 using the two combined. All right, let's jump out of here and jump back into the slides. So if you want to know more, take it a trial, www.vectorvest.com.au/trial. What I'll do here is I'll load up our web page as well. So we've got a great web page there. If you prefer, you can go and do it this way, www.vectorvest.com.au. Just type us up, you can't miss us on the internet. On the internet there, vectorvest.com.au, and you can click on, we've got a chat box, you can click on risk-free trial and take out your trial that way as well. All right, so www.vectorvest.com.au. I want to share with you as well. So each trialist will get up to 30 minutes free training by one of our Melbourne-based consultants. You'll get invited to our monthly online VectorVest investment gathering. We've got our next one coming up, I'm just looking at my wall plan here, on the 22nd of October. So you might just want to sign up and come along, take out a trial. The trial is $9.95 USD, call it about 13 Australian dollars, and come along to the online investment gathering. I'm going to be talking about bottom fishing this month, so coming off a market bottom. Access to our weekly videos and essays, and access to all our portfolios that we track each day. All right, so if you need to get a hold of us, here's our support team. So you may wish, if you prefer, to contact our support team. 1-800-303-782. We're open till 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then we'll open up later on in the evening. You can email support@vectorvest.com, or you can email me, russellmarkham@vectorvest.com. All right, so the power of ETF. I'll just, one last thing I'll leave you with a bit of fun here. Watch this. If we go to just a couple of days ago, let's go to our confirm down. There's a confirm down. All right, so we'll look at this, the contras. All right, so I'll come over here and I'll just identify our contras. In fact, what I'll do here is I'll go to stock view. I'm going to find you our contra ETF. So we got our confirmed down signal on the 1st of September. So if I come along to graphs here, it's our performance graph for our ETFs, their contras, but let's go to market timing. Right, so let's load this up here. Market timing, let's go to market timing. Here we go. And in over here, it's market timing over here. I just want to put on a couple of signals here. Well, what I'll do here is I'll just show you. See how it was falling, right? So you see how this market's been falling for quite some time. All right, so you see how the market's been falling. Let's go back to our contras. All right, we know it was 1 September, right? And I'm going to quick test all. All right, so quick test all. So here we go, from 1 September till current date. Look at that, there's that 13%. All right, you can do this all using the power of VectorVest every day. All right, so I'll wrap it up there. Thanks again for coming along. Hope you got a lot out of it, and take it a trial. Find out more about VectorVest. Come along to our online investment club, our special presentations. We've got so much to offer you in VectorVest. If you're new to VectorVest, we've got plenty of great training videos as well to offer you as well, which I didn't cover, but just on here, we've got some brilliant training to get you up to speed so you can do everything that I've shown you and a whole lot more. All right, I'll leave it there. Bye for now.